There are phones with huge displays, lots of memory, metal, glass, everything. But at the end of the day, all we fret about is battery life. This is the Lenovo Vibe P1M with a 3900 mAh battery to possibly end those wars. Let's have a look. Hi everyone, it's Abhinav from Phone Bunch, and this is the box that the Lenovo Vibe P1M comes in. It's pretty colorful. You do get a screen guard and a back cover within the box. And let's have a look at the specs. So you get a 5-inch HD display, 2 gigs of RAM, 16 gigs of onboard storage, 8 megapixel rear, 5 megapixel front camera, and that humongous 3900 mAh battery. Let's have a look at what we get inside the box. That's a Lenovo Vibe P1M inside the cover. That again comes within the box. You get a free screen guard. There's some light reading there if you want to do that. And this is the USB wall charger that comes within the box. It's rated at 2 amps and the company says in just a 15-minute charge you can get a few hours of talk time. Now that's a micro USB cable and you also get a headset within the box. Let me just remove this cover. It's a snap-on cover and the back has a soft touch finish. We'll talk about the rest as we go along. You can see that it also has nanotechnology coating which we have seen with Motorola devices to protect the phone from water spills. Let's have a look at the build of the device. On the right of the phone you have the power lock and unlock button as well as the volume rocker. They are quite sturdy. At the top 3.5mm audio jack, micro USB port. On the left you have a toggle switch for power management. At the bottom you have a single speaker and a microphone. At the back you have an 8 megapixel camera, LED flash, noise cancellation mic and the Lenovo branding right there. Now even with that huge battery, this is not a bulky device. It's about 9.3mm in thickness and weighs in around 148 grams. It is a dual SIM 4G LTE device and you can expand storage with a micro SD card. The battery is non-removable. Coming to the front, you have a 5 megapixel camera up top, proximity and light sensors, notification LED, and below the display you have capacitive buttons which light up. A 5-inch HD display rests in between and has decent viewing angles. The color reproduction also looked quite good to us. Text looked quite sharp and you can tweak the settings which we'll talk about in a short while. Let's talk about the camera interface. You have got an 8 megapixel rear camera. There is no shutter lag, but yes, the camera interface seems a bit laggy here. There are some effects built in which you can see right here. Strangely, this phone can only record in 720p. That's actual limitation of the MediaTek MT6735P chipset that is powering the smartphone. It is a bit underclocked at 1 GHz. Now coming back to the cameras, the front facing camera is actually pretty decent, at least in good lighting. Now to check the performance of the camera, I took it out for a spin. And these are some of the samples that I took. Color reproduction is slightly on the oversaturated side, especially the greens look far more pronounced along with the reds. There is a bit of an issue with focusing as well. You can see that here. You have to tap to focus quite a number of times to get focusing correct. And then there's a bit of over sharpening going on here as well. But images still turn out well in good amount of lighting. Colors look quite alright. They look pleasing at least. We'll be taking an in-depth look at the camera, the front and the rear both along with video in our full review. Now let's get to software. So the Lenovo Vibe P1M is running on Android 5.1 Lollipop based Vibe UI. So all your widgets, your app shortcuts, everything is present on the home screens. You do have theme support baked in and you can change the icons, wallpapers, sound effects with these very easily. Long tapping on the menu button gets you to the task manager or your apps list, which is a bit inconvenient. Then there are several apps that have come pre-installed, so quite a lot of bloatware on this device, but thankfully you can uninstall most of these apps or disable the rest of them. Now going back to Vibe UI, you have your notification quick toggles right up top. You have that flashlight toggle. I really find that very useful. And you can see right here Android 5.1 Lollipop. You have about 16 gigs of storage on the device, out of which 10 gigs is available to install apps and games. USB OTG is also supported on the device and you can move apps to the external storage. You can see that notification LED glowing red right up there. And at present 1.3 gigs of RAM is free, which is plenty for multitasking. There are some features here like background app management, so apps don't start up when your phone boots up. You also have granular permission control for apps, which is very helpful. And as I was saying, you can tweak the display quality by going into its settings. You have dynamic contrast available too. You can check how much it makes a difference, but this will take a toll on the processor. Now, just to keep the design uniform, it seems there are two speakers here, but only the left one is a speaker, on the right it's just a microphone. Now this is the power management switch. If you toggle that, you enter into the ultra power saver or battery saver mode. It disables all data traffic, all background tasks, and well, it's a very basic interface. And you can get back to the normal interface by just toggling it back. Performance is also reduced in that mode, but not to a huge extent. Now talking about performance, web browsing was actually pretty smooth here. You can see that text and images render quickly and the display looks plenty sharp. And even after opening so many apps as you see here, I'll just add one more to the list. If I go back to Chrome, you'll see that it's still alive and kept in memory. So overall performance did seem pretty decent on this device. Now this is the cover that comes within the box. It feels good to hold in the hand, doesn't add that much bulk to the device, and you can easily operate with the buttons. The best part is really the battery on this device. You can't kill it in one day. I wasn't really able to. Well folks, that brings us to the end of this video. The Lenovo Vibe P1M, priced at Rs 8,000, is a definite contender in this price segment. It addresses one of the most ailing elements of smartphones, battery life. But are there any huge compromises here which might make us not recommend this device? Stay tuned to find that out in our full review. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a great day.